Hi everybody. Hey YouTube, how you doing? This is Arizona Mild Man. I have some things to say today. I've heard several explanations that made a lot of sense about the difference between critical thinking and what goes on with some people. The problem I see with religion is that it causes you to rely on authority figures rather than your own researched information. That's a lack of critical thinking. If you grow up not realizing you need to have critical thinking because you were taught that if you listen to everything that's in this book, you already have all the answers, you're not growing and developing mentally. That's what the problem is. Critical thinking is an intellectually disciplined process of actively and skillfully conceptualizing, applying, analyzing, synthesizing, and or evaluating information gathered from or generated by observation, not the conversation you had with yourself in the mirror. Experience, reflection, reasoning, communication. All of these things are important as a guide to belief and action. In its exemplary form, it is based on a universal intellectual values that transcend subject matter divisions: clarity, accuracy, precision, consistency, relevance, sound evidence, good reasons, depth, breadth, and fairness. When you have a principle that you realize has already failed, it's never worked before, trying to do it harder or better or more often isn't going to make it work. 2 plus 2 will never equal 5, no matter how many times you try and add it. That's not going to happen. Okay, so it's time for some people to either change their way of thinking or understand that they've been wrong for a long time, so it's time to develop some new thinking. One of the biggest things I've heard is the fact that that's not only the problem. The idea that the authority figures, authoritarian type of people who want to run your life, most of us call them controlling bastards. That would be the kind of people who were setting themselves up to be authority figures. I'm not talking about all authorities. I'm talking about people who tell you, you should live like this because I say so. Anybody who says that is normally a liar. One of the reasons they've been taught to say that is because they're brainwashed and indoctrinated. The reason they were taught that is because they do it for a living. If you can think about this one simple concept. Every time you look at someone's motives, look at the profit motive first. If they're in it for money, probably they've become corrupted. And that doesn't mean everybody. There's a lot of charities out there that are just nice people. But there are a lot of assholes out there too. You gotta keep in mind that not everybody is your friend. Not everybody is trying to do something to help you. Not everybody is working for the good of human beings. One of the biggest problems I can see, and one of the other video bloggers brought this up, and I think it's a very good, sound thought, is the fact that conservatives, because they've been taught to listen to authority figures, have been taught a priority of reasoning that has to do with a level of order, okay? Which means they believe there's an order in things, that there's some people over other people, that there's people over animals, that God's over man. And then you have liberal people who think everyone's supposed to be equal. And so everybody should have an equal opportunity. That's what the difference between conservative and liberal is. Someone who doesn't want to think in terms of everybody else, you and I call that selfish. What do you call